Good morning. This is Sandy. I'm here to prepare a second meal from our upcoming multi-cooker workshop that starts October 3rd. If you want to know about it and you do not know about it, reach out to your TS rep and ask them about it, and they'll send you an invite to the TS Cooking 101 group. If you're already a member and you didn't see the announcements regarding this upcoming workshop, if you have the ingredients already at home, you can join in with us. In the TS Cooking 101, there is a post that showed the TS items that are used that are part of the multi-cooker kit. And again, if you already have the ingredients at home, there's no reason why you can't participate as well. And join us for a fun night of prepping 5 meals. So with that being said, this meal I'm prepping for you is peppery beef and noodles. It's very simple. It's like 2 steps as far as getting everything you need in the freezer and done until cooking day. So it calls for 1.5 pounds of stew beef, 2 tablespoons of seasoned pepper, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, an 8-ounce package of sliced fresh button mushrooms, a tablespoon of onion seasoning, 2 1/4 cups of reduced sodium beef broth, and 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream, and 1 12-ounce package of wide egg noodles. The only ingredients that you need today are the items I have on the table already, minus the beef broth. The beef broth I put on here because I wanted to show you a little tip that I do. So maybe you could do it as well if you don't already. So I've already put my beef in here. I shopped what I already had in my house first because it didn't make sense to go out and buy ingredients that I had. So this is actually a little under 1.5 pounds. It's probably like 1.25 pounds of beef stew, and it's already cut, and it was super small. So this is great, I think, for this dish. If it were a beef stew, I'd want them a little bit bigger, but again, this is perfect for this. So you have to put your beef into a Ziploc bag, and then you're going to add the seasoned pepper. It calls for 2 tablespoons. If you like pepper, then you'll like this. I tend to go a little bit lower than that, just in case not everybody in my house is thrilled with the pepper taste. But seasoned pepper is like our seasoned salt, minus the sodium. So give it a good shake. It's 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to go a little bit under this capful because the capful is 2 tablespoons. So I'm probably putting in, I'd say, I'm guessing about 1.5 tablespoons. And I'm just going to dump it in here. That's it for this bag. You're going to zip it up, and then you're going to press and massage and whatever you need to do to get that seasoning on your beef. I'm actually doing, I think it might be easier for me to do without zipping my bag. So let me try this. Try it this way. Here we go. They look like they're all covered with it. I'm going to get the air out, and I'm going to zip it closed. This, my friends, this bag is done. So the next thing it calls for is a quart-sized bag. Dump your sliced mushrooms in it. I don't find the need to label the bags that are going into one big bag, so I just find it unnecessary just to label that outside bag. You can if you like, but as long as they stay in that master bag, there's really no need for it, but it's whatever you prefer to do. So these actually were whole mushrooms. Again, what I had already on hand, because the sliced mushrooms I used earlier in the week. So I just sliced these up after I rinsed them. They fit in a quart-sized bag perfectly. And then it calls for, I believe it's a tablespoon of onion. It is a tablespoon of onion, which I have right here. Shake it up. So a tablespoon is going to be, again, half of this capful. I like onion, my family likes onion, so if I go a little bit over, I'm not going to worry about it. It's probably actually looking at about 1.5 tablespoons. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on there. There really isn't a need to do much massaging with this because there's no oil in the bag, so it's not really going to help you too much as far as adhering to the mushroom. But I mean, the mushrooms are a little moist still from when I rinsed them, so it is sticking somewhat, but I'm just gonna make sure on the cooking day that I add all these spices, just get everything out of that bag so I don't lose anything. And that, my friends, is all that you need to do as far as putting it in the freezer. Now, it calls for beef broth. Now, I am notorious, I use beef broth a lot in chicken broth when I cook, so I went ahead and marked this. First thing I did was on the top I wrote stop. I'm like, wait a minute, why am I stopping? There's gotta be a reason. So, stop is on the top where I'll see it first. And then on the side, I wrote down peppery beef. So I know that this is for that. And that's my little pantry tip for you. Just find it easier, especially if it's ingredients that you use often throughout the week when you're cooking other meals. And that's not something that I would have on hand, you know, just on hand after I use it once. I usually just restock it probably a couple times a month. So I've gone ahead and put my beef, the first bag, into this label bag, and my mushrooms. Now on my label bag, I dated it, as well as the name of the recipe, and I added a C or an IP, crock-pot or Instapot. You can cook this either way, it's whatever your preference is. That's why this is the multi-cooker workshop. And again, I would love to have you join us. We will be prepping 5 meals. This meal is one of them on October 3rd. And then we will be prepping the remaining 5, I believe it's 2 weeks after that. I'd have to check the date, but I'm not 100% positive. I think it is 2 weeks apart. So, there you go. There's our second meal, ready for the freezer. Thank you for joining me. I'd love to have your feedback on what you think of the recipe when you make it for your family. And let us know what you're cooking these days. What's for supper? Have a great day.